Hello class, this is Yaneli. Today I am going to be teaching you how to make a budget for our ORI-197 class. I decided to make a video on this because it's very important that we look through each of the key components of a budget. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I'm going to take you to the module so that way you can see where you can access everything, okay? In the lecture category of the module for this week, you are going to watch a series of videos that will teach you about financial literacy and how to make a budget, things that you'll just need to learn and know. Then I'll ask you a few questions to answer into your Dropbox. At the very bottom, there's a link that says Microsoft Excel Sheet for College Budget. When you click on that one, it will take you to this website here. Now, the reason that I wanted to just send you straight to the website instead of uploading the budget document is because I want to let you know there are many resources out on the internet to teach you or to give you templates on budgets. And hopefully you went through and watched all of those small videos first, so that way you can understand that a budget is in many ways to help you go through and learn how to manage your money well and how to save and so forth, okay? Now, again, going back to the template, this is one template of many that are out there that can help you whenever you need it. This one is tailored to your college environment, right? This is your college budget, and I'll tell you why that is in a bit. So anytime you need a template, go to Google, search templates, and then you can find any of them. This one comes from Microsoft Office products, and it is free. You can even find an app for stuff like this. So they are available everywhere, just in case if in the future, hopefully all of you go through and make a budget, or you will go through and make a budget for this class, but I'm hoping that you'll go through and keep the budget every month. If for any reason you ever want to change a template, they're available for you online for free. All right, so let's get started with this one. There are two ways that you can go through and access this budget. Either you can download it, and what's going to happen when you hit download, you can click open. All right, it will open up on your computer. You can save it on your computer, and you can edit it directly there. My only thing about this one is that you will have to save frequently because this is going to be something that is saved on your computer. Just make sure that you at the top that you click enable editing right before you edit it. My biggest recommendation though is to honestly edit this in browser. If you edit it in browser and you're logged into your Office 365 subscription through your Toro mail, then you can go through and it will automatically save per the second, and you will have it uploaded into your OneDrive. When you click on edit browser, this is what will happen. Okay, it might ask you to log into your account, and then it will provide for you your budget. Okay, so let's go through and work through this, and I'll explain a little bit about how to work through it, and we'll get you set up for a college budget so that way you can try this one on your own. Okay, so there are 4 different tabs at the bottom: the budget summary, monthly income, monthly expenses, and semester expenses. I will show you what each of these mean and how to go through and edit them. Okay, so first things first, the budget summary. In this tab, you will not edit anything. This is the only tab you do not want to move anything in, because if you do, it's going to actually change drastically how your budget is going to be added into it. And the reason I say this is because this template has gone through and added calculations with each of these tabs that all calculate into the overall budget summary. So if you make any changes here, it's going to screw up with your template. So don't edit anything on tab 1. Only edit tabs 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So with the budget summary, let me explain to you what this is. It shows you how much income you bring a month. That's either you having a job, or maybe you're working from financial aid, and you've split up that money throughout the entire semester, or maybe someone gives you money every month, maybe your parents give you a certain fund or anything, all right? Anything that you have for money to spend in a month, that's going to be your net monthly income. You will have your monthly expenses as well, and we'll talk about that. And then you have your balance. Your balance is anything that you go through and that you can save. right? So you maybe in this one, they have made one already for you. That way you can kind of see how everything works. So this person brings in $2,750 a month in income. For their monthly expenses, they have $1,770, and they can save $980 every month. Okay, that means that they use 64% of their income is used. But we'll go through and change that in a bit. Okay, then you have your monthly income. Okay, this is, again, money that you bring in every month. You can go through and list it. You can edit it here. It doesn't have to say loans. Maybe it can say parents sent you money. You know, you can go through and change that. Okay, and boom, that's it. You can just edit there. So for this, I'll just keep it at loans. So for fixed income, let's say that every month you do have a job and you get paid roughly about $900 every month. So we'll put $900. And then for financial aid, if you do get financial aid and you split it up every month, right, you get maybe $1,500, and you want to say, okay, this needs to last 4 months, so that way I can save it wisely. So if you get $1,500 in a financial aid disbursement and you divide that by 4 months, that means that you can use $375 from your financial aid. Loans can be anything from like student loans. Maybe you were not able to get financial aid, so you got a loan instead. Then you can go through and add in that category there. But let's say that you didn't, and you're going to put 0. And other income can be anything that you have that brings in money. Like I said, maybe your parents give you some certain money a month, or maybe you have a small business, you do landscaping, sell clothes, anything like that. Let's say for the purpose of this, you don't have other income, and we'll put 0. Okay, so every month you will have $900 in a fixed income from your job and $375 from financial aid. If you don't have some of these categories, you can just go through and put 0, all right? And it will always change the total here at the bottom. If you don't have a job, you can put 0, but maybe let's say that you do get money every month from X source. Let's say that you get $400 a month, and then you can change that there. Okay, that's up to you. Like I said, you can change any of these categories. For the point of this, let's say that you do have a job, you do have financial aid that you've been able to save up, and then we'll put a 0 here for other income. So you have $1,275. And the cool thing about this template is that it's going to change that in the initial slide. All right, so it changed it from like 2,275 to 1,225. So let's go to the third tab here. These are the monthly expenses. This is stuff that you purchase every month or that you pay, like rent, utilities, cell phone, student loans, insurance, anything like that. As I had done before, you can go through and change any of these categories by editing it and just deleting it. Maybe it doesn't apply to you, or maybe you want to change it to something else. You can. So for rent, let's say you're not paying any rent, so we're going to put 0. For utilities, this could be gas, electricity, water. Let's say that you live with your parents, so you don't have to pay that. For your cell phone, you do have a cell phone, so we'll put that you spend $75. In groceries, maybe you might not spend $250, but you do spend about $150 a month. All right, now in auto expenses, if you have a car, this can be the gas that you use every month, oil change, car wash, anything that goes into that. So let's say that every month you'll use about roughly $40 in total for auto expenses. And this can constantly change, all right? For student loans, let's say you don't have student loans right now, so we'll put this at 0. You don't have any credit cards, so we'll put that at 0. You do have a car, so more than likely you will need car insurance. And let's say we pay $90 for that. And every time I'm changing it, just so you know, it changes the total here at the bottom. Okay, haircuts. Let's say you don't want it to say haircuts. Maybe you want it to say subscriptions. You're a big fan of Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, things like that. Let's say that you spend about $75 on all of that. Okay, entertainment. This can be anything that you do for fun. Anything from purchasing a movie to buying yourself something nice. Let's say that you want to spend about, $80 a month in entertainment. And then miscellaneous can be something like shampoo, conditioner, anything you want it to be. Dog food, maybe you have a dog, or hey, if you don't have rent but you have a dog, you might want to change that to dog, and then you can type in a category there, all right, or how much money you spend on your dog a month. So miscellaneous can be whatever you want it to be. You can even rename it. So let's say for miscellaneous, you're going to spend $30 a month. So this brings your monthly expenses to $540. If we go back to the first tab in the budget summary, now it has changed everything. So for your monthly expenses, it is $540. So if you look over here, well, why does it say 915? That brings me to the last tab. These are semester expenses like tuition, lab fees, books, deposits, transportation, and other fees. So this is based on a 4-month semester, which is what you're currently on. So let's say that for tuition, financial aid pays everything for you, and you do need to pay $1,500 a month, or I'm sorry, a semester in tuition. But since financial aid covers everything, you don't need to pay anything a month, so you'll just put 0. Okay? For lab fees, let's say that you have to pay $20 in lab fees, but again, financial aid covers everything, so we'll put 0. $400 in books. Financial aid covered everything. You don't have to pay any extra a month. And then you have, everything else is fine. So you won't have anything in expenses that you have to pay a month. So if we look at our budget summary, it will change it to the 540, which is just your monthly expenses, right? And you'll notice that you have an income of $1,275. You spend $540, and you're able to you're able to save $735 a month. Now, this might not always be the case. So let's go back to semester expenses. Let's say that you did get some financial aid, but it still wasn't enough to cover everything. You still have to pay $900 for financial aid, and they have allowed you to make monthly payments in 4 installments. So we're going to do 900 divided by 4 for the 4 months, and that means you have to pay $225 a month. So I'm going to do $225 there for tuition. Okay, so now we have an expense here at the bottom. For books, let's say that it was a little bit expensive for books, and because financial aid didn't cover them, you borrowed money from your parents and you have to pay them back every month. Well, you have $400, you have to pay them back everything by the end of the semester. So in 4 months, you'll have to pay them $100 a month. Okay? And then for your lab fees, let's say, okay, you know what? I was able to pay the $20 up front. We'll just leave it at that. We'll put it at 0. So now you have $325 a month that you have to pay because of your semester expenses for school. If we go back to your budget summary, that's going to change your amount here. All right, your monthly income has now been, has stayed the same, but your expenses have changed from 540 to 865 because of your school expenses. And now you only get to save $410 versus $700. You can always go through and change things though and say, you know what, this month I don't want to spend so much on entertainment. I'm going to cut my budget in half and say I only want to spend $40 in entertainment. Okay, that's going to change things here and there. You're not going to change things that you might need consistently. So for example, let's say you always need your cell phone. So you're going to keep that at 75. But what other things can I take out that I don't need? Well, I can cancel one of my subscriptions for, I don't know, Netflix because I don't use it anymore. So this is going to bring down my subscription to $50 a month. And for miscellaneous, I don't need to spend that much money on that either. So I'm going to put that I'm going to spend $15 a month on miscellaneous. So that brings me to $460 in total for my monthly expenses. If I go back to the first tab, it recalculates everything. All right. And now you have a monthly income of $1,275. You have monthly expenses of $785, and now you're able to save a little bit more. So you're able to save $490. And this can go through and change, of course. So just remember, it's important to always go back and look at your monthly budget at the end of every month and at the beginning of next month, so that way you can go through and adjust it. My greatest suggestion to you is to make a new template every month. So let's say that this one, I'm going to name it my November budget. All right, and that's going to be that. And then I'm going to go back to the Microsoft link and I'm going to download another one, and then I will name this my December budget. And I'm going to go back and evaluate, okay, what has changed? All right, oh, well, this month, maybe I didn't need to spend as much money on my car for auto expenses, and I was able to bring that money down. Or they cut my hours at work, which hopefully doesn't happen, but because they did, my income went down, and now I have to go through and change that. Or maybe you had some sort of expense that you didn't expect to have. Maybe something happened and you had to spend a little bit more money on one of these categories. So then you'll go through and always keep changing your budget each time. And that's pretty much it. This is the basics of how to make a budget. Please go through and complete this budget based off of what you're seeing in yourself in terms of money that's coming in, money that's going out, and then hopefully you will continue to use either this template or just the idea of having a budget every month that works for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us. This assignment will be due on Saturday, November 28th, before 9 p.m. So the assignment is not due on Tuesday, December 1st, because your final is due on December 1st. So just be aware of that, okay? And that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys later.